Hey everyone, this is Alex from the Right Old Podcast, recording in my car on this rainy Monday, the 20th of June 2016 edition. And this is a response to Derek's video about the gun-free zone argument. And Derek correctly pointed out in his video, link, that the gun-free zone argument, that is, if this were not a gun-free zone, if people were allowed to bring guns into the gun-free zone, then this shooting wouldn't have happened or people would have been safer, is a weak argument, at least rhetorically, because it doesn't address the fear. It doesn't address the fact that the people who are saying that guns need to be banned are doing so, are making this argument because they're afraid and they want to feel safe, and they don't believe that other people being armed will make them feel safe. And to the extent that that is the sentiment, it's a weak argument. So Derek put the challenge out there to people who like to be free, who understand the importance of firearm ownership, to come up with a better argument than, it was a gun-free zone, and so that was a perfect place for shooting to occur. Even though it's correct, even though it's true, even though, what's his name, that guy who shot up the army base, for example, the various shootings at army bases in America have been because they were made gun-free zones. But that's besides the point. When you're talking to, let's say, the garden variety muggle. So one way of approaching it is the Milton Friedman approach, which is to hang them with their own rope. I recall a public lecture, or snippet on YouTube rather, where someone said to Milton Friedman that he thinks the minimum wage should be $10 or whatever the number was. And Milton Friedman said, why stop at 10? Why not 100? Why not 1,000? Why not 1,000,000? And of course, that compelled the person to concede that there is a certain built-in limit. That when someone calls for $10 or $15 or $20 or whatever the minimum wage be, anyone who has any respect, even a semblance of respect for logic, will recognize that you can't just pull some number out of your backside and expect to be taken seriously. So what often happens is they'll say, well, a reasonable minimum wage. Now let's take it back to the gun argument. The person will say, well, we need to ban automatic weapons. They're already banned. I don't think they should be banned, but they're already banned. So I think a good way of drawing someone in, if you're not just throwing slogans at each other, if you're having some kind of debate or conversation. Let's say you're talking to someone from your family. Let's say you're talking to a friend. Let's say you're talking to someone that you have befriended on Facebook. The person says, all guns need to be banned, or there needs to be proper gun control in America. You say, okay, well, why not ban cars? Why not have a registry for people who are allowed to purchase petrol? Why not have restrictions on materials that can be used for the production of explosives, and so on and so on? Why stop at guns? Let's run with your principle. Why stop at guns? Why not let's just ban or strictly regulate access to everything that could be used to harm people? And that doesn't end the debate, that doesn't win the debate, but at least it compels the person who's virtue signaling, saying we need to ban guns, to start addressing some of the problems, the practical problems with whatever he's suggesting. That's a tactic that I like to favor. That's a tactic that I favor in debating people online, debating people in general. You know, if they lead with a positive claim, then usually people from the left, actually it's pretty much a guarantee that someone from the left who's leading with a positive claim hasn't really thought all the implications through, and there will be plenty of openings, there'll be plenty of flaws, there'll be plenty of solipsisms, plenty of internal inconsistencies that you can then exploit in the context of a debate. And if the person just goes nutty and starts shouting slogans at you, well, then there's no debate and there's not much you can do about it. But when you are talking to people who are trying to make a case, that's a good way of going about it. So, what do you guys think? Feel free to comment down below, hit us up on Facebook and Twitter. Like this video, make a video response, favorite if you really want to. Thanks for watching, and you've been listening to the RAP.